foundation that was laid. I want us to go straight to Bondo. We have Macharia Mbuga on standby there. Remember, that is where the body of the Right Honorable Raila Odinga will be transported by road tomorrow. Macharia, just give us details of what's happening so far and the planning for the events tomorrow.
Zainab, it's quite a busy afternoon here, right from morning hours. I can assure you this is the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga grounds, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga University of Science and Technology grounds, where the burial service of Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga is expected to be happening on Sunday. Well, in the morning we were here, and the difference is quite big and impressive, considering the number of the number of tents that have already been erected for this big event. Right, starting from behind me, the actions you can see, that is the VIP tent being erected, and also, if as we were speaking with a number of the technical personnel who are here, they were telling us that normally such an event will be made, such a setup and an event will be made using a whole entire week. How big is the setup? I can tell you, Zainab, the setup is quite big, because we are just in the center of the action. Next, after this VIP mega tent that is being constructed, we have another tent that has already been erected. That is the VVIP tent, where it is expected that this is where the president and the rest of the dignitaries in that category will be sitting there, and also next to where the body will be placed, just right in front of the VVIP tent. Next to this one on the right side, definitely that is the church, the tent, the mega tent that is being erected and still in action. We can see a couple of workers over here trying to pull, and also a team that is trying to discuss the same. Is the tent that is meant for the church that will be conducting this final service before the body is transferred to be laid at the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, next to the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Mausoleum. And right now, I can tell you, right behind us, which is now the big talk of the day, and where everyone is questioning, depending with the size of this ground. This is the mega tent that they are saying is 16,000 capacity. That is the tent that is meant for the public and also any other person who will be attending this event. Remember, just to consider talking to them, they have told us that they are expecting over 100,000 people to be attending this event. Trust me, I can tell you that this ground, in the morning, we were considering the number, if it can hold the number. And true to their word, they have said they will try their best to accommodate as much as possible, because with this 16,000 capacity mega tent, right behind it, they're expecting to construct another tent of similar capacity. There's space right behind there. Also, on the lower side, as we can see, just behind this church tent, there's another ground, which is an open field here at the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga University of Science and Technology. And on that field, they have been erecting numbers of screens. There are several screens. I can count like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all over this ground. These screens are just to try and make sure that everyone who attends this final service on this ground is able to be accommodated as part of the event and part of the ceremony. I was speaking with them, and I was asking them, on a normal day, how much do they need? How much time do they need to do such a setup? And well, the organizers here are saying on a normal day, such a setup takes approximately more than a week to be done. And I can tell you, in the morning, there was nothing as such as this. And what is the trick they have used? They have said that they are considering, they increased the numbers of people who are working here. Also, they have tried to mechanize it by bringing in things like these cranes that are helping with the lifting of the heavy metals and the heavy setups. Also, they are doing it parallel in terms of everything that is being done. When they install a setup like the tent and it's already erected, the sound system is already being installed, electricity is already being installed. All service providers are on this ground. As it's working concurrently all around the clock. As others are done, the seats are already being placed. They're telling us by tomorrow we should be expecting that in these less than 48 hours, they should have achieved the setup, because they have to deliver the setup as per the timelines that have been issued. Also, earlier on, we witnessed a number of dignitaries already dropping in Bondo, specifically at the Apoda home there in Apoda farm home of Right Honorable Amolo Odinga. While these dignitaries stepping in has been a sign, and it's something that we've been waiting for. It has been a sign that indeed preparations are moving concurrently, considering tomorrow there will be the viewing of the body in Kisumu before being transferred here in Bondo, as it is being anticipated by residents here in Bondo. And then the body is supposed to go home. So there's a team already dropping on the ground. It's like earlier on we saw the Alego Usonga Member of Parliament Samuel Atondi just arriving at the Raila Odinga's home, and what they were doing there actually is to just come up front and try to see if things are moving concurrently. There's multiple teams just being coordinated here on the ground to ensure that this setup is achieved. And the final journey for Baba, Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga here in Bondo is done in the rightful way and in the most peaceful way. Talking of peace, Zainab, we've spoke with most of the residents right from the first day we stepped in Bondo town with the breaking news of Baba having passed on. And these residents have maintained the utmost peace. They have mourned, they have grieved in their own way. Yeah, we've seen wails, we've seen people screaming, we've seen people praying at different places. That is right in the middle of the town, Bondo town. That is in the home of Right Honorable Amolo Odinga. And considering that this has been happening, these people have said they must make sure that Baba receives the rightful honor that he deserves, and what he wanted was peace. We've spoken with a couple of them, and they have expressed that for them, all they want is to see that Baba is finally given a decent send-off. There's a lot of activities expected from Bondo town, specifically starting tomorrow. That is from his home, when the body of Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga will be received at his home, before the next day on Sunday, when the body will be transferred here for the burial service. And then approximately 5.7 kilometers from here, they will be taking the body for the laying it next to the fathers. That is Jaramogi Oginga Odinga's burial site. That is where the mausoleum is down there. And then that is where the final service will be done. We'll be keeping tabs of what develops from here. Zainab will be moving with my colleague Ruth Sarmoi to where the grave was dug starting yesterday evening, and where the burial service, the final burial service, that is the laying of the body of Right Honorable Raila Odinga, will be done. Back to you, Zainab.
All right.